"Why are you cheating on her?" she asked, straddling me in my car. I just laughed. "Because you're an addiction she can't compete with." 4 years. She was my secret weapon, my guarantee whenever I got bored. But when she found someone else, she cut me off cold. Now I'm the one left begging. So, me 20M and my ex 20F have a history. I'm talking 4 years. The kind that starts in high school and feels like it's gonna be forever. We were that couple, but we broke up the summer after senior year. It wasn't one big thing, just a bunch of little things that added up until we both agreed it was time to call it quits for good. We promised each other this was the final to me no more own again, off again bullshit, but that didn't stop us from hooking up. For months, it became this unspoken routine. I'd hit her up, she'd be free, we'd go do something normal, like catch a late movie, or just drive around listening to music. The whole time, the air would be thick with it, flirting, laughing way too hard at dumb jokes. It was easy, comfortable. We knew exactly how to make the other person feel good without the pressure of a relationship. The night would always end the same way. We'd park in our old spot, this quiet cul-de-sac overlooking the town, and I'd roll a joint on the center console. We'd smoke it down, passing it back and forth in comfortable silence until the tension just snapped. Next thing I knew, we'd be all over each other in the backseat of my car. I can still picture it perfectly, the windows fogging up so fast you couldn't see outside, the sound of our breathing. It was raw. She knew my body better than I did, and I knew hers. There was no one else who could make my whole body light up like that. Her legs would be shaking on my shoulders 1 minute, then wrapped tight around my waist the next as she rode me with an intensity that I haven't found since. It wasn't about love, not anymore. It was a purely physical thing, a craving we both had that only the other could satisfy. This went on for a while, this perfect, no strings attached arrangement. Then I met someone else, a new girl, and I wanted to give it a real shot. I remember sitting in my car alone one night, scrolling through my phone. My thumb hovered over my ex's name. My brain started running through the logic. If I'm serious about this new girl, I can't have the ex in my life. It's not fair to anyone. A clean break is the only way to do this right. It wasn't an emotional decision. It was a practical one. So I did it. I tapped her contact, scrolled down, and hit block. It felt weird, like deleting a whole chapter of my life. For a moment, I thought that was it. We were finally, truly done. I was ready to be a good boyfriend and move on. I guess I was naive to think it would be that simple. I was trying to do the right thing. But how do you just turn off a connection like that? It felt like I was trying to forget how to breathe. Well, I tried with the new girl. I really did. But the relationship felt hollow. We never got to see each other. So our entire world was just text bubbles and late night phone calls. Honestly, it was just sad and lonely, staring at a screen, trying to feel a connection that wasn't there. It didn't take long for the boredom to set in, and with it, another feeling started creeping back in that familiar, undeniable craving. One night, after another one of those empty "how was your day" phone calls, I just snapped. I pulled up my block list, found her name, and hit unblock. I didn't even hesitate. I just typed, "Hey, you wanna hook up one last time?" Of course, she said yes. When I went to pick her up, it was like no time had passed. We fell right back into our rhythm, driving to our spot and lighting up a joint. But this time was different. As we were smoking, she looked over at me. "So," she started, her voice casual, "what about your girlfriend?" The question hung in the air. She pressed on, "Why are you willing to cheat on her?" My brain scrambled for an answer. What could I even say? The truth, that my current relationship felt like a ghost, that the memory of her body was more tangible than my girlfriend's voice over the phone. I couldn't explain how the way I yearned for her, the way I craved her touch, just shut down every other part of my brain. It wasn't a choice between right and wrong anymore. It was a choice between feeling empty and feeling something. And I needed to feel something. I guess my silence was answer enough. I didn't have to say anything. I just leaned over, tucked a stray piece of hair behind her ear, and our lips locked. It was game over. In an instant, she was over the center console, giving me one of the best blowjobs of my life. She has this way of using the perfect combination of her hands and mouth, a technique that drives me insane, and she never forgets the balls. Before I knew it, my driver's seat was leaned all the way back and she was on top of me, riding me right there. The windows were so foggy you couldn't see in or out, sealing us in our own little world. As she rode me, I was pumping my hips up to meet hers. She started getting loud, her moans filling the car, telling me she was close. When she came, she squirted so hard it pushed me right out of her, soaking me and the car seat. We didn't even care. She just caught her breath, sat right back down, and whispered, "Your turn." I gladly took it, plowing into her until I emptied everything I had deep inside her. The ride home was quiet. We both knew what one last time really meant. It was a lie we told ourselves to make it okay. After that night, we were meeting up almost every weekend, sometimes even on weeknights after work. Same spot, same routine. A few months later, I broke things off with my girlfriend. It wasn't fair to her, but my ex and I just kept going. Our toxic little cycle continuing right through 3 more of my relationships. We even told each other we'd never stop. It was our secret, our guarantee. I really believed we'd never stop. I thought this was just how it was going to be for us. But I was wrong. And then, just like that, it happened. She got into a relationship. At first, I didn't think much of it. My brain processed the information, but it didn't really register as a threat. This won't last, I told myself. We always find our way back. We even hooked up a few times while they were still in that early just talking phase. Those times felt different, more frantic, like we were stealing something. It was hot, but there was an edge to it I hadn't felt before. Then they made it official. He was her boyfriend. We hooked up one more time after that. I remember everything about that night. It was rushed. The easy, flirty vibe was gone, replaced by a kind of nervous energy. We went through the motions, the joint, the foggy windows, but something was off. When we were done, she was quick to get her clothes back on. The usual lingering was gone. The drive home was dead silent. I dropped her off, and instead of the usual "I'll text you," she just said, "Bye," and got out of the car. Since then, nothing. I sent a text a week later. The same one ID sent 100 times. "You free this weekend?" I saw the delivered receipt. Then read. And that was it. No reply. I waited a few days and tried again. Same thing. It was like I'd been talking to a ghost. For the first time in years, the power was completely out of my hands. My go-to, my guarantee, was just gone. Now, I'm in a new relationship. My current girlfriend is great. Seriously, she's kind and funny, and I know I should be all in, but I'm not. I'm stuck. Every single time I get horny, my mind doesn't go to my girlfriend. It goes straight back to the back seat of that car. I can practically feel the heat, smell the weed and her perfume, hear her moans. I find myself replaying our greatest hits in my head, getting off to the memory of her. It's like my body is here, but my brain is still stuck in that loop with my ex. The roles are completely reversed. For years, I was the one with the girlfriends, the one who could call her up whenever I wanted that fix, knowing she'd be there. I was in control. Now, she's the one in the happy relationship, and I'm the one left on the outside, craving something I can't have. She's moved on, and I'm haunted by what we had. So, Reddit, I'm turning to you. How the hell do I get over this? I'm in a relationship with a girl I actually like, but I'm completely obsessed with the ghost of my ex. Has anyone else been in a situation where the dynamic just flips on you like this? Am I just a piece of shit getting what I deserve for all those years? I just need to figure out how to shut this part of my brain off for good.